miss you when you're gone. I call you on the phone, and I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. When are you coming home? I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. I call you on the phone, and I always miss you when you miss you when you miss you when you miss you when you when you. I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. I call you on the phone, and I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. When are you coming home? I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. You are unforgettable. You're perfect in so many ways. I've been waiting for so long. 'Cause then when I'm on my own, I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. I call you on the phone, and I always miss you when you miss you when you miss you when you when you when you when you. I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. I call you on the phone, and I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. When are you coming home? I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone. I always miss you when you're gone. I miss you when you're gone.
How did I get lost in my own orbit, revolving around the planet that no one else can find? I'm waiting for signals on my screen when the signs that I'm receiving are all delayed in time. All I wanted was a little space, a place where I can fully be myself. Was building up a world that keeps me safe. How couldn't I see it really was a cage? Give me a little space.
It's the Fall Seasonal 2022, and people are asking, Patty and Jane, how the fuck does this thing work? We have 34 teams in the tournament, and we need to get down to one champion. So here's how it works. The tournament is comprised of 3 stages: first stage, second stage, and the main stage. Now, the main stage is comprised of the top 8 teams from the Spring Seasonal that was played just this year, and they can bypass the first and second stages. Now, second stage is comprised of 6 teams that placed just below those 8 teams in Spring Seasonal, so they can bypass the first stage. The remaining 20 teams are going to fight it out for a spot in this first stage. So let's talk about how that first stage works. So out of the 20 teams that are playing in the first stage, they're going to be paired randomly with each other. Thank you, Altberg, for your balls of matchmaking. And these teams are going to be playing 10 games across the first week. Now, obviously, half of the teams are going to go 1-0. The second half are going to be 0-1. Now, in order to advance to the second stage of the tournament, you need to get 2 wins before you get 2 losses. That means you can go 2-0 or you can go 2-1 in order to make it to second stage. Now, if you go 0-2 in these first games or go 1-2, unfortunately, you're eliminated in the tournament. This means that 10 teams are going to move forward into the second stage, while the remaining 10 teams are going home. Now let's talk about the second stage of the tournament. Now, during the second stage, the initial 6 teams that got this seeding are going to face off against the 10 teams that made it past first stage. Now, that means we're going to have 8 games every week, and the format is going to be just the same. If you want to move to the main stage, you need to get 2 wins before you get 2 losses. Meaning if you go 2-0 or 2-1, you're moving on to the main stage. If you go 0-2 or 1-2, you're going home. Now, the main stage is where it gets really juicy. This is where the top 8 teams from Spring Seasonal are going to face off against the teams that have grinded their way to make it this far in the tournament. We're once again going to have 16 teams fighting for 8 spots in the playoffs. Now, the format is the same, but this time you need to have 3 wins before you have 3 losses if you want to secure that playoff spot. That means you can go 3-1, 3-0, 3-2, and of course, you don't want to get that 3rd loss before you get that 3rd win. Now, once we get to the playoffs, we're down to just 8 teams. This is a single elimination format where 1 game will send you home. We're going to have the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and finally, our winner of the Fall Seasonal 2022. We're going to see so many exciting games in this tournament, and we're glad you can join us for that. Stick around, and we'll be right back with today's game. There's 1 kill. Oh, and that's a rocket. Whoa, that's an interesting POV. Those are the rocket snipes for the Artie. Safe for the time being, and actually might see Aerith, and he does spot him and get the kill. Dark Ninja should hear that, come around the corner. Caught. Oh, and Johan catches him off guard. Will Ghoster fall as well? Yes, he does. Great triple from Johan there. And there's a quad and 5. And looks like 501 BST are first to the point. Their truck dropping off a truckload of soldiers that gets immediately obliterated by artillery. That's unfortunate. With this building in control by EG, I don't see Trirex stopping this cap.
Oh,
that's a great
Arctic
shell. Infantry here, you have a DP. Great name. Recon. Trying not to be seen here by Piat in Kingdom's World. He is being surrounded, though. And he is safe in the bush for now as he takes out 1. Takes out 2 with a pistol. You have John Wick in the game at the moment. Menthol Sushi trying to catch him. No, he doesn't know. And DP. Let's see if he can get the 3rd. Pulls out the rifle for this one and does take out all 3. Shirin, Thomer, Ronkon should run into each other. Thomer with the kill. Thomer with 2. Will his teammates get the trade? Hutch gets the kill on Ronkon. Unsure if they know that Thomer is there. Thomer getting a kill on Black Swan. We're seeing great trades here from both teams. And they are getting closer and closer to the garrison. That definitely has been spotted. However, looks like Wimbolo getting the kill. 2 kills there. That's a satchel play. Huge play. And that, actually, I shouldn't say nade. That was a tank. And that's a garrison spawn. That's a huge number of players. Tank engaging. Khalito engaging as well. Khalito getting taken out. This Panzer IV still alive. A few players left, though. There's a rocket from Zark. What could have been the last chance for the Greyhounds. and it is time for one team to win as we have just over 20 seconds until map flip. We're about to start the grand final. So that is a cap for the line within just about 3 minutes or so. Streets playing hard cap as well. Tra may catch him off guard. No, he's not. Gonna be the other way around. Streets with 1 kill, 2 kills for Streets. 2 more players coming to counter that. That's 3 and 4 for Streets.
Wow. Great play by Streets there.
Corvus Rex looking like they are going to get the retake unless something changes here in the next few seconds. But it looks to be perhaps a cap going back in TL's favor. Still alive. Chicken Waffles in a 1 versus 3 now. That's a total of 3 kills for Chicken Waffles. And more spawns. More opportunities for kills perhaps. That's 2 more! Chicken and Waffles! That's 1 OP down that we just saw. 1 kill, 2 again for Streets. That's 3!
I don't know if that's a TL or
That is a core airhead, absolutely.
or airhead. Tragic.
Oh no. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a cap for Core.
This is the most dramatic ending I've ever seen for a game, dude.
Core with the huge spawn behind. Will they get flanked? Oh no, the artillery! 50% cap progress, 1 minute left in the game! Just 30 seconds, Core. Stopping the cap progress now. Can they hold? I think Core might hold on. There's the tick-tick. And unfortunately for the line,
Yeah.
not gonna happen. Core, champions of the Spring Seasonal 2022. It goes to Corvus Rex. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Anthony, and welcome back to the Hell Let Loose Fall Seasonal. What you just saw were highlights from the Spring Seasonal that happened earlier this year, and we are getting closer and closer to that grand final. My name is Anthony. You can call me Nitro if you so choose. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very exciting match for you today. The Circle is going to be taking on Arc and 126th in this first week of the second stage of the seasonal. So if you missed the recap of what went on previously, all the teams who have made it to the second stage have made it through the first stage, with the exception of teams that got seeded from the last seasonal. So as of right now, there are 16 teams playing in the second stage, fighting to make it to the main stage. 8 out of these 16 teams will make it through, and we'll really just have to wait and see which ones end up making the cut. So for today's match, the Circle taking on Arc 126. This is going to be on the map Hill 400 today, an absolutely brutal meat grinder of a map. We have just about a minute or two to go till the match start, although it does look like quite a few players are still making their way into the server. So we're going to hang out for the time being and just get ourselves ready for what should be a pretty good match. Now, both of these teams did play in the first stage. They didn't make it to the second stage just by getting a good seed. These teams had to fight their way for these spots. So let's do a quick recap of how these teams got here. Now, for week 1 of first stage, the Circle took on Colt and PZL on Void Knight, and they ended up winning 5-0 on that map for that match. Arc and 126th also came out on top in a 5-0 victory. They played Ballistics on St. Marie Dumont. So week 1, both the Circle and Arc both coming out on top, 5-0 wins. Very strong showing from both teams. Now, week 2, the Circle took on Infiltration IR on Purple Heart Lane. That was the nighttime version of that map. And the Circle did come out on top 3-2, went the full 90 minutes for that match. Arc and 126 did go a full 90 minutes in their game as well. They played Sesh, a Chinese team, on St. Mariglis. I actually had the honor of casting that match. They made an amazing comeback in the final minutes of the match. If you missed it, check out the VOD on my Twitch channel, or go ahead and click on the little YouTube link in the Twitch bio, and you'll find that match in the seasonal playlist on YouTube. You gotta click on that playlist to find those. So, so since both of those teams went 2-0, they didn't have to play week 3. They went straight to second stage, and here they are in today's match. So let's talk about Hill 400 really quick. A very, very meat grindy map, I should say. Depending on where these points go, and we're still in the pregame lobby. Looks like there's 89 players. And Hill 400, obviously the top of the hill. It's a tough battle from both sides. Now, in Seasonal so far, and in HCA as well, we did see this northern point be the contested midpoint quite a few times. That can get pretty meat grindy as well. So, either way, these teams are going to have a tough time. The Circle are going to be on the Allied side, Arkan 126th on the Axis. So, we'll see what these teams do to get creative here. So there are plenty of other games going on today, though. In fact, now that I think about it, we may be one of the last games that are on today. I know right at this very second, some of the games that are happening are going to be that's going to be Goth. That's Gary's OnlyFans taking on G15. That's Glow, 13th Legion, and Void. That's an interesting matchup because Goth was actually teamed up with Void for the HCA, and now they're actually playing against each other for Seasonal. So that game is on right now. Check out Known Connections stream on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Known Connection to catch that game. So please check them out. Also going on right now, starting, in fact, right this very second, is 82nd AD versus 501. That's España. Now that game is being streamed by Blesku and Gecko. That's twitch.tv/Blesku, BLESKU. And Gecko is twitch.tv/QUECO. And I believe that's going to be a Spanish stream for Gecko. So for today's match, I also am not the only streamer for the day, at least for this match. This match is going to be casted from the Arc and 126 POV by Lapino Dantan. Fantastic streamer. I love this man so much. He will be casting this match in French. So please head over to twitch.tv/Lapino Dantan. That's LAPINOUDANTAN. So feel free to go ahead and check that out while we get ourselves set up. Now, I need to go fix this lighting over here, so we will be back in just a moment, and we should be ready for match start. We have 97 players in the lobby, so we'll be back here. We'll be back here shortly. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with today's match. Alrighty, we are back. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out while these teams get themselves situated. Also, want to really quickly thank everybody for participating in the poll, the prediction for for today's match. I appreciate that. We will see who will win all of the channel points once that is decided at the end of today's match. So that actually just ended. So if you missed it, stick around for next week's match. We will always have our little predictions for channel points up and running. So that'll be a thing for each week. But since it is a lovely Sunday, I guess technically it's about lunchtime here on the west coast of the United States where I am. But both of these teams are mostly European, I would say. So let us know what you're drinking this afternoon or this evening. I am just sipping on a hard cider, like a Mike's Hard Lemonade, which I realize is, not very strong, but you know what? It's kind of tasty for a nice Sunday afternoon. So that's what we're drinking today. But if you're sipping on something delicious, let us know in chat. What are you sipping on? What are you snacking on? And what is your in-game drinks and snacks? Looks like we have about 99 players in the lobby, so I expect we should be starting here momentarily. But as always, just want to thank everybody for being here today. That is very much appreciated. And we'll go ahead and get this music turned down just a tad bit as we get ourselves all situated for the match. Now, my co-caster Magic Jokic unfortunately is not able to join me today, as he is taking care of a few things for school, which hey, we support here. We support education and bettering yourself with some higher education. So we will hopefully see Magic here in the next couple of weeks. But for today, the map is about to flip. We are getting underway here, and I personally am very excited to see this match. Both of these teams, we know they can 5-0 some teams, but let's see how they play against each other. We have the Circle taking on Arc and 126 here on Hill 400. Here we go. Here's the map flip. And we will see what these points are right away. We'll our music to a pause here once we actually load in. Alrighty, here we go. Let's go and get ourselves into a squad. Should take just a moment. You say hopefully just a moment as we find the right squad. Here we go. All right, and we are going to go ahead and get ourselves deployed. All right, so first things first, excuse me, let's take a look at our map layout. It is going to be Hill 400 for our center point today. That is going to be a brutal uphill climb for both of these teams. Now let's talk about if the Circle loses the midpoint first. They're going to be falling back to Kirchweg here, down to the west or southwest of Hill 400. If they do happen to lose that and Arc 126 do take it, they're going to fall back to Stuction Farm. We're going to say Stuction. But that will be their final points to defend if they do get pushed that far. Now, let's say the Circle take this, and Arc and 126th have to fall back. They're going to be falling back to the eastern slope, obviously, to the east, or on the east side of the midpoint of Hill 400. And if they do happen to lose that, they're going to fall down all the way down to the southeast to the paper mill. That is going to be quite a trek for these teams, basically going from eastern slope all the way to paper mill. So we'll see how these teams do. It should be quite interesting to see this this POV. But just look at that distance for these points. That's it's quite the trek. So but either way, we have just under a minute until match start. Let's take a look at what these teams are bringing out to play today. For the Circle, we are going to be seeing a truck here. Looks like the Stuart's going to come out right off the bat. A little bit further to the north, are we going to see another Stuart here? Looks like we are. with another truck full of infantry. So 2 Stuarts coming out to play. Looks like perhaps, is that a medium over to the north that we're seeing? I think that is going to be... No, 3 Stuarts coming out for the Allies. Let's see what the Germans are bringing to play today. Just about 10 seconds here. We are about to get underway. You're seeing 1 truck over here. We're seeing 1, 2, 3 trucks along with the Lux here. And then it looks like the Puma is coming out as well. So we are officially underway here. We're seeing the pings come out now for each team. Now, navigating these trees and these roads to get up to Hill 400 can be a bit of a daunting task. So we'll see how these teams end up doing. We are hearing the arty shells start to go off now. And slowly but surely, these teams are going to make their way up these hills to Hill 400. Looks like the majority of the Ark and 126 players going to take the southern roads up here to 400. Hearing arty now start to show that was somewhat close to these roads. So the truck snipes definitely being attempted right now. But as of right now, it looks like the circle gonna get up to 400 first. Arty not quite hitting where it needs to be, or at the very least, they beat the arty to the punch. Point is now contested. Now the southern side, Ark, here they come, getting themselves out of the truck onto the midpoint. Over to the north, it looks like Ark is focusing a lot of their infantry here as well. This is going to be fighting on all sides for these teams. Already definitely shelling both sides. Taking a look at our map. The OPs are definitely up right now for the circle. Here comes the artillery. MG fire coming down now as well. Flares coming out from the recon squad leaders. And it looks like we're seeing the first death of the game, at least from our POV. The circle looking like they're making good cap progress, getting themselves situated in the hard cap. And Bricktop's going to be laying down suppressing fire from the side of the bunker here. Will Zarkin find him? He's going to pull out the rocket. Not sure if they're going to catch each other. It looks like he's just going to take cover. But the circle with 50% cap progress right now. And with the armor being focused on the south for the circle, they're looking pretty strong to maintain this this hard cap positioning. If you look at the players, even on the north side as well, the circle looking like they do have the numbers to get this cap secured pretty quickly. As we look onto the hard cap, you have Dylan Rifleman. Gonna try to hold up this push. That's CD Wags who's gonna go down. Looks like that was Spayman who got a kill there. And Ark gonna have to fight their way through these trees, through the barbed wire. We don't quite have the cap secured yet, but it may come out here in just a moment. And it's going back and forth. Ark are fighting to stop them from getting that initial cap. But it's not enough. And we have a 3-2 lead for the circle. And we do have the Panzer IV that is pushing up now. We'll see if Ark can make a difference with this push with the armor. But look at the infantry here. Look at the infantry that was there, because that artillery just decimated that squad spawn. Now the 75 should come in contact with this Panzer IV here momentarily. Not sure if they're going to push up just yet, but Ark and 126, just a brief moment. We're making some cap progress here. Let's look over to the north. Something just went down here. It looks like that was just a truck that exploded, as well as an infantry player. Stewart still trying to suppress this infantry. over to the north. And this is the interesting thing about Hill 400. You're going to see fighting on both sides. And oh no, I was going to say the Stewart was backing up. Alteregg almost got run over there, but thankfully was able to get out of the way. And just look how much fighting is going on here to the north. And in fact, we do have a squad. That's going to be Reese. Trying to get themselves over to Eastern Slope, getting OP set up, perhaps trying to get a push going. But the Circle need to make sure their defense is set first, as Ark and 126 are once again making that cap progress. They are being supported by AT. Looks like the Lux here is looking for infantry as well. Let's look over the hard cap and see what's going on in the middle of the point. We have two players that are right next to each other. That was Desi. Didn't quite spot this engineer, and look how many players are around here. What was he doing there? Not sure if he was trying to get a satchel down or something, but in any case, Desi doesn't quite hit his shots. And there are quite a few players here fighting over this over these bunkers. We have Harry Balls over here. That's pretty great. And the point still flashing contested. Doesn't look like the Circle have quite a strong hold on this, even despite getting that first cap. Because Ark and 126 are making a push now with that Lux that is going to take on the Stewart. But will they have the infantry to support? Let's back out and get a bird's eye view of that. Not a whole lot of infantry here. The Lux is going to go down. And right away, that is going to get marked for this team. Lux still hunting for infantry at the moment. Let's go down back to the south side. We'll check our map here momentarily, but just want to get a quick view of what's going on over to the south. Ark are focusing quite a bit of their infantry over here. What are we seeing over there? Is that a supply truck that we're seeing here? It looks like it. But Ark not making it easy for the Circle as they do start to get that cap progress once again. Let's take a look at our map again. Well, the Circle are playing offensively. You have a garrison here right on the border, one red zone garrison as well, and actually quite a few OPs and garrisons on the point. So they have the setup to defend this, but Ark are just putting on the pressure here for this midpoint. I would not be surprised if we see a few back and forths here. For recaps just for this midpoint on Hill 400. But this uphill battle for the French team, not going to be easy. Puig is going to run into, is that Juinhot? Does get one kill. That may have been an AP miner or nade that killed him, but the trade does come out right away. Here comes another kill. Over on the hard cap. Source code looking for Ark players coming out of the trenches. Not quite going to hit a shot. Going to look for Tachang. He does find him. And Soldad is going to use that opportunity to push forward into this bunker. Tracer also looking around the area for infantry. But this fighting is just scattered all around this map. Let's follow Smek, an AT player. Looks like he does clear an OP. It's going to be big. Trying to get rid of some of these spawns here. And it's so easy to hide these OPs here in the trees. As we pan back out to the north. Ark not looking as strong as they were just a few minutes ago on this north side, as the Circle do have quite a bit more infantry. So it looks like Ark is going to be concentrating their push from this southern edge. Or at least the southern side of the map. Puig is going to get a kill on Mr. Turk. Will Ebla find the trade, though? Doesn't look like he will. He is going to throw some nades out, though. And was that a truck that we're seeing? That was a truck that we were seeing from Ark in the back line. Does go down right away, though. But to give credit to Ark, they have made a considerable push here on the south side. A lot of the OPs that were here down south are not there anymore, so the Circle are going to be defending from the north and are going to have to hold off this southern push. It's going to be Bricktop getting a kill with the Thompson. Broncos not going to find Del Rue. Looks like this player is going to sneak by. Not for long, though. He is going to get eventually taken out. As Ark, once again, are making progress on Hill 400. I was not joking when we talked about this map being a meat grind. Ebla, just going to lay some shots down through the smoke. Puig is going to see if he can get an angle. Going to peek around, and not necessary. Phallus is going to get the kill. And Ark with about a 25% or a 25% cap progress now on this midpoint. Look at the hard cap. They're looking very strong here on Hill 400. In fact, there are only 2 players. That's going to be Harry Balson. Actually, the only player left standing now in this hard cap. Will he find Mexicanos? Yes, he does. Going to get 1 kill now. Source code coming to back him up. I thought he might spot Tracer there, but looks like no. And that's going to be Puig with another kill. Puig looking very strong on this hard point today. Source code looking to find some more infantry. It's going to be QQ. He's going to find him. And perhaps that could have been Madison as well. But as we pull back out, Ark just dominating this southern side. Looks like a bomber run is going to get called in here, though. Not sure if it'll be enough. We'll have to wait and find out. But that plane should be coming in here momentarily. And here it comes. Looks like that should catch a few players here. But no, they're all inside the bunker. QQ is going to be saved. No. Looks like about 2 infantry kills. Not sure if that bomber run cleared any garrisons. But it was enough to at least contest for a moment. But only for a moment, as Ark are still making that cap progress. This is a fantastic push from the French team. But the Circle are not letting up easy. Bronco's going to be throwing out a few nades here. And here comes the Panther now from Ark. That has now joined the fight. Here's a second bomber run, this time from Ark in 126th. And that's going to be good for quite a few infantry kills. Let's look at the garrisons and the OPs. That did take out a northern garrison. There's only one garrison in the sector for Hill 400. And the rest of this fighting is going to come from OP. So Ark looking pretty good as far as recapping this point. A very intense fight here in the beginning. As the infantry are just duking it out on the hill. Mr. Turk does go down here. Dylan, though, and who's afraid? Gonna try to get the trades, but no, they can't get Puig. Puig, oh, isn't hitting the shots either, and Dylan is gonna come out on top. Looks like that rock or that little piece of dirt may have been stopping his bullets, but no worries. As Dylan does finally get taken out. But that is going to be a cap. That's 3-2 now in favor of Ark. Fantastic recap from this team. OPs are going to go up right away, though. At least one OP is going to go up right away. Looks like there was a reinforce called in. Unfortunately, not enough to hold. But the Circle do still have these garrisons on right on the front line. So that means the next point for Ark in 126 to fight over, if they do continue pushing forward, is going to be Kirchweg. This is a much more flat area to fight over. You know, you have the gradual incline, but a lot of buildings, a lot of trees to use for cover still. So, An hour and 12 minutes left in the match. Still quite a long way to go. The Circle are making their way back up the hill. And now the uphill battle has switched over to the Circle. Gonna be Sopranos launching some rockets. Was trying to nail it and thread the needle into the bunker. Didn't quite hit. So Puig still alive. Still fighting from the bunker. Let's see if we can find the armor now for these teams. Looks like this Panther is still up for Ark and 126. We're looking for the armor for the Circle. It looks like it is going to be pushing up now from the front line. These are going to be fresh tanks, it seems. So you do have a 76. That's pushing up. We have a Greyhound coming to the front line. And then we also have, is that a 75 that we're seeing? It is a 75. So fresh armor coming to join the fight for the Circle, all coming from the same direction. Not seeing any armor push up from the north, at least at this time for this team. But if we just look from far away from this bird's eye view, that's a pretty strong front line we're seeing from Ark and 126. The Circle are going to have to pull some pretty big flanks here. And it looks like they are at least trying it, as Hinsey's squad is pushing from that north side, perhaps trying to get a garrison set up. Looks like there are some supplies over in G3, G4 at the moment. So that may be where he's trying to go right now. So, I want to really quickly thank you once again for being here, as we are in week 1 of Stage 2 for the Fall Seasonal. Right now, Ark and 126 with a 3-2 lead. That's going to be Ark playing and 126 playing as the Axis, while the Circle are playing as the Allies. Looks like Infantry having a bit of a tough time getting up the hill. So you have Tachang, Tracer, we have D, and QQ trying to hold off these 3 players, and they are doing a good job. Dark Leonis trying to throw some nades out as Kent Brown stomps the bandage. And here comes Tachang with a push. Gonna push these players. Will they be ready for it? One is not. Tachang with 2 kills. And Alteregg does go down as well to the southwest. Ark, some fantastic shooting that we're seeing as the OP goes down for the Circle. Looks like Infantry is being spotted, though, at the very least. And the Circle look like they are starting to play a little more defensively. Trying to get a push going from the south as well, though. And look how far down the hill these players are. I mean, it is... We go down to source code here and look at Hill 400. I mean, they are half a kilometer away right now. So it is definitely going to be quite the trek up the hill for these players. But if they can get these garrisons set up, it may pay off for them. Infantry is being spotted over to the north as well. Looks like a lot of the fighting is still going to be coming straight from this west side for the Circle. It looks like QQ is going to be able to move forward a little bit. Perhaps looking to set up an OP here shortly for their team. Looks like it's going to be West Spook with a couple of kills there. Looking like he is going to save the garrison, although he does go down, actually. And now this garrison might be in trouble, as Ellipse is definitely looking for it. Here comes a spawn, though, from Ken Brown. Should catch that spawn, but will they be aware? I don't think they are. Ellipse is going to catch Ken Brown here. Going to catch 2! Oh, and unfortunately, the lack of situational awareness is going to cost them this garrison over to the north. And that's a big win. That's a big play from Ellipse here. That's going to completely shut down this north side. No one's going to be able to get to these supplies anytime soon. Even though there is a garrison over in F6 for the Circle, I don't know that they make it out there to put a new one down. And that garrison is actually locked out as well. Now, this tank is going to be trying to hold the field. The line of sight is going to be good here for the 76 crew. That's going to be Panda, Smek, and Dingus Khan. But there are a couple of AT players, as well as an assault coming through, so could give them a bit of a tough time. We'll see if they can get closer. That open field's going to give the tank an advantage for sure. And there are some ARC players actually in the back line. In fact, ARC players making their way over to Kirchweg. Here comes the first rocket coming over to the 76. This crew should react here soon. It's going to be Grim and Azerky coming down. Is that an AT gun that we're seeing? No, that actually might be the Panther. That's shooting at the 76. He's going to back up now. Actually, no, that's not even 76. That's a medium tank, the 75. Just out in the field. That second shell doesn't quite hit. Let's see what's shooting at that. That is going to be the Panther trying to snipe the 75. And there it goes. It does go down. Actually thought that was a 76 for a moment, but no, the medium tank is down. And now look again. This entire north side just completely open for ARC to push through. So they're looking very strong right now as far as possibly getting this 4th point. Let's take a look at our map once again. There is still a pretty big offensive push from the circle here south of Hill 400. Looks like Soledad was trying to get a satchel down. I don't think he got one. But no worries, as Bronco is going to look for this infantry. Not going to come out on top. TNG hot. Going to kill 2 players and possibly keep that Panther alive. I gotta say, ARC 126, their infantry is looking absolutely fantastic today. Infantry is pushing as well. Let's take a look at the ARC side and see how they're doing. They do have armor to the west and northwest of Kirchweg. Infantry is going to try to keep them out of the hard cap, but they are coming in pretty heavy from the north. Or ARC 126 are, I should say. Adobinus. Gonna try to find Dagobert here in this house. We'll see who spots who first. It's a matter of who's going to turn around. It's going to be Dagobert who comes out on top. He is just going to sit tight for a moment and look for infantry. You're seeing a squad leader way over to the southwest. That's going to be... Oh, it's Jane. Hello, Jane. Jane, everyone's favorite seasonal organizer. Sorry, Heidi. Over here in the backline, actually, squad leading today. Going for the deep, deep flanks. So Kirchweg, gonna be interesting to see how ARC tries to approach this, and if the circle can hold on to this defense, because they are still being very aggressive on this offense, as 3 offensive garrisons have now popped up. It looks like ARC, or the circle, excuse me, may be trying to make a move here very soon. 76 is going to push up now. Looks like the circle have pretty much gained control of the western side of Kirchweg. Oh, but Zarkin here, opportunity for a rocket, doesn't hit. Oh, that looked like that should have hit. Unfortunately, the rocket doesn't connect and does cost Zarkin his life. It looks like these troops just patrolling the area as... Is that Cammy or Chammy? Actually managed to get himself on top of the roof. Does get 1 kill with their MG before Blankman does take them down. But look at this now. The point is contested. And ARC and 126 have essentially made their way down the hill. They have total dominance of Hill 400, at least as far as the western side. And look at this. All 3 garrisons from the circle are actually locked out right now. So that was an entire line of garrisons. 1 is back online. And it looks like that was Bricktop who was trying to defend that at the moment. Looks like CD Wags was the one locking that out there. And Tweak, both of them looking for the spawns. Yeah, all 3 spawns still locked out at the moment. And I just think if you look at the positioning for Ark and 126, the way they just fanned out from Hill 400, I mean, they took control of Hill, pushed their infantry over to the south and southwest. They pushed their infantry west here from Hill 400 and managed to push their infantry to the north and clear out all of the circle's spawns over here. Because there were OPs and garrisons over on this side for quite some time. And it looks like the entirety of the circle is on defense with the exception of a couple of players here. But yeah, that's a fantastic push. But that's not to discredit the circle, as they are putting up a strong fight to defend Kirchweg. And have done a good job of just clearing out the town here over to the north. They have armor and infantry over here. And while they didn't quite, keep control of that northern field, at the same time, they are still doing their best to clear out this infantry. Now, it's not working out just yet, as Ark and 126 are making some progress now, as they do have a group of infantry pushing in, pushing in from the east side, excuse me. Let's follow the source code, as he may get a POV of a couple of players here. He is going to take some fire for it. And look at this POV. Just going to look out the windows, look out the, these broken down buildings. Are hearing a plane come in as well. Looks like that's just a recon plane. That should be good for spotting at least some of the infantry over here. So while the pressure is definitely on, the circle is still managing to hold on for the time being to this point. Comes a second plane. Artie is shelling. In fact, that's one thing that now we've actually noticed. The Artie has been a little bit quiet. Now, the Artie for the circle seems to be fully online right now, as Mexicanos does go down. Not seeing anything super crazy as far as like trying to counter rocket snipes or tank snipes for the artillery. Looks like there is a Blehat looking for the players. But let's take a look at the artillery for Ark and 126. As it has been kind of quiet. Let's go take a look. Looks like right now 2 out of 3 guns are online. Wet Spook trying to make his way over and get around. And as that's happening, as we look at our map, it looks like Hill 400 actually being contested once again and is going in favor of the circle. Still 2 garrisons online, a couple of OPs. Now they're making this pretty coordinated push. But at the same time, Kirchweg is going as well. So the question is, who's going to fall back first? Ark still going all in on this, at least this attacking squad. Or multiple squads, actually. Not seeing a whole lot of people fall back on either side. Let's take a look back on Hill 400. There is fighting near the garrison. In fact, one of the garrisons is currently locked out. It's going to be Bricktop and Scalu nearby. Bronico also looking, trying to defend the garrison. Scalu has found it. Oh, but will he be able to victory crawl? No! The garrison is saved for now. That does keep that push alive. These 3 garrisons back online. Hill 400, about 50% cap progress for the circle. That's looking pretty good for them. And Kirchweg still being contested. I think at this point, Ark may have to make a call to fall back. Look at this. They have both of their Panthers on the point. Yeah, man, you have to think. On what point do you start falling back? But no, look at this. Ark are defending midpoint. That is 1 Panther down. That's going to be the 76 crew that is looking for it. The second one now. It's going to be Siege, Arnie, and Broman. And both teams looking like they are defending for the time being. That's a bombing run we're seeing on Hill 400 too. That is a circle bombing run. And it looks like they're once again making some progress. At least a bit. They're contesting. That's Shifty with a couple of kills. These players are just going to hold up in the bunker for now. Source code is in the bunker. Looks like the progress still going the way of the circle. 2 garrisons up. That middle one did get taken down, finally. You have Reese, an AT player, looking for infantry. Looks like he may have gotten 1 kill on Prade, or that could have been Wet Spook as well. And we're looking to see where the circle are coming from. It looks like they are going to be coming from OPs and garrisons to the north. As Nawak does get a kill on Angel. There is some fighting over here as well. It's going to be Bronico. Looking for the Commander Chrome for Arc. Chrome's going to take a couple of shots. He does save the OP. Or the garrison, excuse me. But that is going to get called out. We'll see if Sopranos can find it. But as of right now, the circle looking like they may have this recap in the bag. Look at this. 3 AT players just spawned in from Arc and 126th. Is there a garrison here? Oh, that's a satchel that just went off. That's going to clear out the entire bunker. What a fantastic satchel. That just cleared out everybody, and now Arc are defending. Not sure whose satchel that was, but that was a huge play. That may have saved the point for Arc. Both teams being so aggressive with these offensive pushes. We had 2 Panthers on Kirchweg from the French team. That's going to be a kill from Grim, looks like. Taking down Sasky. Looks like Arc not letting up on this push, though, toward Kirchweg. Altreg and Grill Bandit. Gonna try to get rid of some of this infantry. That may have been an OP down as well. As the Grill Bandit does get taken down. Looks like there are quite a few players, though, fighting on this side. This is going to be a great back and forth. Altreg does get 1 kill. QQ does get the trade. Tracer following with him. Estek does go down. That's a kill from Fatagliz. Blankman goes down as well. Fantastic shooting. That's going to be QQ with the OP. He's going to get the OP down as well. Great push from that French squad. Marker being called for artillery as well now. Still 1 garrison active, and look at that recon that just got called over. I think we're going to start seeing quite a bit of shells here in the next few seconds. And the circle still being so aggressive with this push. Look how many players are here on the offense. Let's go down to Soviet Potato. Looks like he's not going to catch anybody just yet. We may be looking for Desi, but Desi's not really too close. Not really going to be in his line of sight, at least for the time being. MG fire coming down as well. That was from Cammy, or Chammy. Let's say Cammy. Cammy then goes down as well, though. That's from Bricktop. Odobenus gets taken out from CD Wags. Bricktop, be aware. Not sure if he's aware where those shots came from. Is still fighting a couple of players, though. It's going to be Delru and Kidu. Or Kyo, excuse me. Coming out on top on that fight as well. So Arc and 126 once again taking control of Hill 400. Now let's look at this push down the hill. This is a good front line I think we're seeing from Arc and 126. And the circle are actually kind of spread out here. We're not seeing that same group of infantry that we were seeing, or, you know, kind of a big group playing together here. But the 76 is starting to push up, and that should make a difference here. Sasky gonna mount up on an MG. Doesn't last long. Gets 1 kill and then gets traded right away. We'll follow the 76 crew. That's going to be Siege, Arnie, and Broman starting to push up now. There is another crew over here. This is going to be a 76 as well. And it's just sitting on the road, going to watch the hill. That's Dingus Khan, Smek, and Panda. Looking for infantry at the top of the hill. There's no one there at the moment, though. Artillery coming down, too. try to snipe some of that infantry here with the arty shells. But once again, Kercheveg is being contested. Not quite going in favor of Arkin 126. Actually, I stand corrected. It is starting to go in favor of Arkin 126. Zarkin and Del Rue. Perhaps an opportunity to take out 2 tanks here? Who's afraid? Gonna be peeking out the window. Zarkin's gonna be able to get past. And Del Rue's gonna get to the tank. Will he get the satchel on? It looks like he should get the satchel, but who's afraid? Gonna spot 1. Will he get the second? Oh, and Del Rue manages to stay alive. The tanks do turn around, but is the satchel on? It looks like it is on, but Siege is going to find it right away. And it looks like that should get disabled, but a bit of a tense moment for these tanks. Had to turn around very quickly there. And it's a great attempt there from Ark, but even better awareness from Siege and whoever else was in that tank. So the circle still holding on to this point for now. Harry Ballas does get taken down by Zarkin. And now we're seeing a big group of circle players on the hard cap here for Kercheveg. Now, this is interesting, as we are seeing a garrison locked out. That's going to be over on this side. It's going to be Jane, actually, locking out a garrison. And she actually did find it. That's a garrison down for Jane here in just a moment. Great work from Jane, just hunting garrisons in the back line. And those are the things that make it very dangerous to hold on for the circle. We are seeing Hill 400 start to be contested very briefly. In fact, a tad bit of cap progress. Let's take a look at what's going on Hill 400. Looks like just 1 or 2 squads here. And we've seen these players pop up everywhere on the map. We're seeing Dylan, Soldad, Bricktop. They're going to be contested, though. Here come the spawns from Arc 126. Dylan going to take a moment to reload before looking for Ellipse. He does get 1. Cammy going to fire back. That's 2 kills for Dylan. Smoke now providing cover. And both points being contested once again. Both teams being so aggressive and making their moves at the same time. But the circle going to have the advantage here for this cap race as they're about a third of the way through. Dylan's going to just push through the smoke here. Try to get to this hard cap. Ping's coming down as well. Bricktop moving forward. And no, an AP mine. Going to put an end to Dylan's push. The circle at about 50% cap progress. We're seeing a tank move up as well. Is that the 76 that we're seeing? It's going to be Dingus Khan, Smek, and Panda in the 76, pushing up with the infantry. Are going to start defending, though. It's going to be something that just blew up. What did we just see blow up here? Looks like that was actually just a repair station that was here. That tank going to take the opportunity to move forward. Circle still getting that cap progress, about 2/3 of the way through now. We're almost at the halfway mark for this game. And now that they're in the hard cap, it's time to just defend. Soldad, Soviet Potato. Gonna try to hold off this counter push from Ark and 126. That's gonna be coming from the east, gonna be coming from the north, and gonna be coming from the northwest as well. 3/4 of the way now, more than 3/4 of the way cap progress for the circle. And here comes Nawak with 1 kill. Gonna get a second. Will he get a third? No. Soviet Potato has been spared by a teammate who looks like just happened to blow up right now. But here comes Ark and 126 defending now. Not gonna give up this point so easily. Heba taking fire. Gonna trade shots with Junin Hop. Junin Hop does come out on top. That's the squad lead. Another spawn for the circle coming out now. Ebla lobbing down shots over to the west, but we're seeing a bombing run happen as well. That's going to be a circle bombing run. Going to take out infantry for Ark and 126. CD Wags goes down. Grim manages to be spared. Not enough to start capping again, but Mr. Oh, that's going to be Grim with the kill. Mr. Kuchos. Oh, and a nade. Ending Grim's life here. And fantastic defense and response from Arc and 126th. Seeing a recon go up. Garrisons have gone down for the circle. So that push, not quite enough. And we're seeing great attempts here. I think we're also seeing a satchel go down from Del Rue. Attempt number 2 for the satchel. This one definitely went down. That tank did get the kill, though. They are backing up. Will they see it, though? Not sure if they're aware. Dingus Khan, Smek, and Panda, if they haven't seen it yet, it may be GG for this tank. And they're actually backing up toward their other tank. Looks like it won't be enough to damage the second tank, but looks like that 76 is about to go down. Dingus Khan gets out just as it blows up. And too little, too late. Great satchel from Del Rue there. It's definitely at least his second attempt. Could have been more, not 100% sure yet. But we have Fergie as well now. AT player looking for kills. That's a nade, though, from Azerkey. The nade didn't get the kill. Someone shot him before, but great toss as well. And look at the sea of red here on Hill 400. That's fantastic from Arc and 126th. But really, I gotta give credit to the circle. These are fantastic attempts. Just not quite enough, unfortunately, to make it happen. But clearly, both of these teams earned their spot in the second stage. Can't deny that. Let's take a look over to the north and see how these teams are doing. Circle are making a bit more of an effort to push on this north side. This is where they previously had their 75 that went down. Now infantry is going to try to push up a little bit. There are supplies in the red zone. Looks like a half track has been spawned as well. And we'll see where the circle will try to put these garrisons in the red zone. That's one thing they have been doing, is they have been making an effort to put these red zone garrisons up. We're seeing some rockets now come out. Those are from... looks like that's going to be Lonkies lobbing a couple of rockets out. Not sure exactly what they're trying to hit. Oh, is this an AT snipe that they're attempting? Not sure exactly what they were trying to hit. Didn't quite land, though. Wherever that target may have been. Looking at the map, the entirety of the circle is on defense, but look at that front line. They're firmly holding this line, trying not to let anybody pass. And that's that's about as straight as a front line as I've ever seen, actually. Rockets come down from, looks like that was Azerkin, or Azerkev, excuse me. Trying to find Alterev with the rocket. And these teams, I mean, look at Blankman, you have Altereg, not being able to stand up just because of the amount of fire that they're taking. Gonna have to go prone and just look for targets. Lonkies does lose his life as well. Blankman's gonna try to spot this infantry. Does get up and start crouching. Nawak is gonna spot him and lay down some fire as well. Already shelling these infantry as well, too. Okay. Right now we're seeing a Panther just kind of sitting at the top of the hill. That's Spike, Spartan, and Rapistol. Looking for infantry with this MG. Not sure if they were trying to find Vilnius or not. But it looks like there is a second Panther pushing with infantry down here, actually. Let's follow this squad defending near Kirchweg. Actually trying to defend this garrison, as that actually just blew up. Was that a shell from the tank? That garrison just getting decimated by the Panther, along with any other infantry. That's going to be a big loss as well. That's a frontline garrison. As Ebla does fall as well. I gotta say, the level of coordination we're seeing from Arc and 126 is pretty high, I'd say. while the Circle are playing well, I don't think we're seeing kind of the same coordinated pushes that we're seeing from Arkin 126, at least from this POV. Here comes a Stuka as well. And it looks like that was going for the 76. Didn't quite land, as they did move and managed to get themselves out of the way. Now that Panther is smoking, and I'm wondering if those shells are coming from the 76 way out to the southwest. Doesn't look like they're actually looking at that Panther yet. That's Dingus Khan, Smek, and Panda back together in the 76. And Arkin 126 still keeping that pressure up. Looks like, is that a second piece of armor pushing up? Looks like that is a second Panther that's pushing up. So we're going to have 2 versus 2 here as far as the armor down in Kirchweg. Infantry still pushing on this north side. That was a huge explosion. Not sure if that was a rocket from Azraki or not. But we are past the halfway point, ladies and gentlemen. 41 minutes left in the match. The Circle have made so many attempts here to take Hill 400, and they were almost successful on a few. But the reaction time from Ark has just been absolutely fantastic. You got a couple of people jumping out to repair this Panther. That's man, that's an artillery player's dream right here. Just one shell would ruin that fun. But it looks like just as the line has tank simps, Arkin 126 may also have their tank simps. So, but hey, whatever you got to do to keep your armor alive, especially in an offensive push like this, absolutely support that here. 76 is going to push up just a tad bit, but I'm looking back here at the infantry over on the artillery. It looks like for right now, artillery completely offline now for the Circle. In fact, Artie hasn't been as crazy as we've seen in previous games for seasonal. Looks like both teams are doing a pretty good job of keeping artillery at least busy, if not completely offline. And looking at the Artie guns are over here. Now, Arkin 126 do have their Artie online at the moment. It looks like all 3 guns are actually going. But for the Circle, not a whole lot of artillery being launched at the moment. Looking at Hill 400, good defense that we're seeing. There is a bit of a northern push coming from the Circle, as we're seeing Reese once again, who has been all over the place on this map today, and we have seen him absolutely everywhere. So Garrison, a couple of OPs to the north. Looks like more supplies are being called in as well. Perhaps Gon P may be looking to get a garrison down eventually as those supplies come down. As far as Ark, though, slowly but surely this infantry is getting closer to Kirchweg. In fact, we are seeing some players get on the hard point here. Del Rue, are we gonna see a third satchel attempt? He's 1 for 1 and 1 right now. Was successful on one, unfortunately, and didn't get the second one off. But if he manages to get this infantry kill... Oh, no! That's Spayman! Manages to catch him with a nade in his hand. Does get that kill. It's going to save Ebla, and it's going to save that 76. As 2 players are going to get out and repair that. Looks like we're seeing Dylan playing as a medic. And is that Junahop as well? Looks like squad leading. Gonna try to keep this garrison alive as Arkin 126 getting dangerously close to that. And that's the only Hardcat garrison this team has. Dylan is gonna do a bunny hop as he gets shot by Easy Peasy. TNG Hot gonna hold up in this little shed as well. And now we're seeing more progress from Arkin 126 once again putting on the pressure as that 76 takes fire as well from the Panther. That's going to force them to back up. Here comes Spawn on the garrison. Let's see how this team responds. That Panther going to start to push forward as well now. That's going to be a shell from... Is that Odobinus as well? Let's back up for a bird's eye view here. As now we're seeing the dive here from the tank. Gonna push forward on the 76. There are a couple of OPs and a couple of garrisons. But right now, the circle need to defend as that 76 goes down. That's a big loss for them. That's gonna allow that Panther to move forward. Looks like Bricktop was maybe attempting a satchel play there, but Bronico not going to be able to get a kill there. Oh, but that tank crew almost completely eliminated for the Panther. They're going to keep it alive for the time being, though. And now we're seeing this push from Arkin 126th. Looks like Hill 400 was flashing for just a moment, and this is being contested as well. Both of these teams trying their hardest to make something happen. But every time, we've seen this every time. Both teams start to cap. Eventually, they both have to fall back, and both are successful in defending their point. The defensive squads on both of these teams are playing their hearts out, and it's showing. It's definitely showing. As the Circle are once again defending Kirchweg. Here's another big spawn. And look and see what happened to that Panther crew. It looks like that is still alive. Crew did spawn back. Gonna try to make their way back to the tank. And we'll see if they are successful. Bronico gonna try to make a move on this tank. Is it gonna be a satchel play? Tracer does go down. Bronico. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be the satchel? It is gonna be a satchel play. Oh, and what's happening? That's some rubber banding. Bronico goes down. Not sure if he actually got that satchel down, though. Here comes a bombing run. That's an Arc 126 bomb run. Is that garrison down? That is going to take out the garrison. And now they're simply left to defend with just OPs. There is a garrison over to the north in like C and D5 and one over on Stuction Farm, excuse me. On farm, we'll call it. But these supplies need to go down immediately to try to hold this point. That Panther was forced to retreat. And eventually does get taken down as well. Who blew that, or who lobbed that final blow, excuse me. That's Bronico with the final blow. And it looks like just infantry remains on this point. Looking for the armor for both teams. I'm only seeing one tank in the back line. Actually curious to see what just got taken out over here. Looks like that was actually a Greyhound that got taken out way back here. Oh, and that's a Panther back here as well. That's what we're seeing. So with no armor to stop this Panther, that could be a bit dangerous for these teams. Supplies are going down now. Garrison looks like is up for the Circle. But this Panther in the back line could cause some trouble for the Circle. Really quickly, though, what we're going to do is take a look at Hill 400 as that Panther starts to push up. As a lot of Arkin 126 are down the hill. Circle meeting them here at the bottom of the hill. It's going to be Alteregg with 1 kill on Madison. QQ is going to get the trade. And we do have some Circle players here on the top of Hill 400. With, looks like 2 red zone garrisons now. So they're still playing on the offensive. Easy peasy's gonna try to find Mr. Turk here. And it looks like he actually gets found by Tracer. Way off to the west, or to the, yeah, to the east, excuse me. Not a whole lot of infantry in these trees here. But as we get to Kirchweg, we're going to see 2 players drop. We're seeing an AT gun here, kind of hidden in the woods as well. And now with this Panther in the back line, That could be dangerous for the Circle as they do start to get pressured on Kirchweig again. And that Panther is badly damaged. That's going to be Conquer, Arrow... that's going to be Aerobase? Excuse me, I apologize for the name pronunciations. And that's going to be Ben as well. There goes a rocket that actually just missed. Mr. Kuchos missed the rocket, but his teammate didn't. And that Panther does go down, and the Circle are once again defending. Still going to continue making that push, though. To try to get into hard cap. Looks like Poso's going to get a couple of nades out into this building. Letry is going to be looking for him. Who's going to come out on top? That's going to be Letry coming out on top. Oh, and they already just finishing the job. No infantry needed. Just sell them. And then they disappear. Now, based on what we're seeing here with the amount of ARC players in the backline, there are definitely some OPs or garrisons here. So you have Jane, Ellipse, Matej over in the back as well. Now, in all fairness, the 76 is trying to stop a lot of this infantry here. But it looks like a lot of the effort from the Circle is going to be on this frontline push as we once again have that line of 3 garrisons from north to south on Hill 400. Kirchweig once again under siege. Big spawn, though, from the Circle to try to stop that, but the already has that locked down. That's at least 5 or 6 kills on that garrison. Anyone spawning there, gonna have a bad time. As they're just gonna continuously shell that garrison. Looks like we're gonna see Angel with a couple of kills. Will Jane be able to find him, though? Angel knows she's here. Gonna lay down some suppressing fire. We'll stop for a moment to reload. Neither player gonna make a move just yet. We have 2 squad leaders essentially facing off right now. That's gonna be Angel falling. Looks like they may have been Tracer who got that kill. And also Reeve. Gonna find the 75 here. So he takes a rocket. Oh, does he have a satchel, though? Not sure if he actually has a satchel. Oh, but Tachang is gonna probably go for this. Go for the kill here. And they are gonna get behind. Will they catch it? That's gonna be 1 rocket. Will they get the second? Oh, was that a team kill? Okay, not sure what exactly happened there, but okay. Let's get back to the action. As over on Kirchweig, the Circle are defending and are making capture progress over on Hill 400. That's those 3 garrisons that we saw. The Circle firmly in the hard cap. Bronico gonna fall inside this bunker. And once again, both teams defending their respective points. That's a bombing run we're seeing. That is gonna be a Circle bombing run over on Kirchweig as well. And we're seeing these attacks happen at exactly the same time. I'd actually like to go back and find out what happened there on that tank. Because that was certainly interesting, to say the very least. Not sure if I saw that correctly, but in any case, team still fighting over Hill 400. That's going to be Phallus. Not going to catch Source Code as he manages to make his way around the corner. Flex gonna try to find the squad leader. No, he doesn't as he falls. A lot of close quarters fighting here for these teams. CD Wags, Madison, Phallus, all in the area. It looks like they've mostly cleared out some of these Circle players. Not quite all of them, but definitely a fair number. Sweet Potato does go down as well. That's going to be huge UIT with a kill inside the bunker. And Shifty with a kill. And it looks like inside the bunker, we're going to see CD Wags fall as well. Will Shifty go down as well? No, he does get the trade. And let's head back down. Down the hill here. In fact, we'll actually pop for a quick look at our map. Still 3 garrisons in play, although the one to the north looks like it may go down soon as there is an enemy nearby. But Hill 400 still being assaulted here from the south. The garrison actually was just cleared as well, so still 3 garrisons to play with for these teams. Not as much of a heavy push as we saw previously, as it looks like the pressure is still on from Arc and 126. As Letri is going to be holding this building with support from his teammates, of course. Is that a trench gun we're seeing? We are seeing a trench gun engineer. That means a satchel engineer, which is my favorite kind of engineer. Looks like that has been mostly cleared. We did see Hill 400 flash for just a moment. Rockets from Mr. Turk as well. As far as armor, that is a Panther that we're seeing over in the forest. That actually just took down... Is this a tank here that we're seeing? Yes, it looks like that actually was a 75 that just went down. In fact, I'm actually curious to see. Looks like we're seeing 354 munitions, 283 manpower, and 450 for fuel. So I'm curious to know why that 75 may have gone down, unless I'm misidentifying that, which is certainly a possibility. But in any case... Kirchweig still under pressure. Circle still defending for the time being. Just under 26 minutes left in the match. And neither team has been able to successfully push from their current points. And it's just a testament to how well they're playing defensively on both sides. Both teams responding very well to any changes that are happening or any shifts in where the front line is. Still seeing an infantry squad over to the north, even further north. We're seeing Jane and Mexicanos as well. Circle gonna bring some of their infantry back from the east. Just wondering if maybe there was a call out at some point. But with 25 minutes left, tanks are still being marked on the map here in the forest. We're seeing Arc still putting pressure here on Kirchweig. And a bit more of a push here on Hill 400. But as the infantry starts to build up here on the hill, Kirchweig starts to fall. And one thing that we've seen is that, you know, the Circle really haven't been able to clear Arc and 126 from this forest area. Really at all. This has been a really strong point of attack for this team. And I think until they're able to, basically clear them out completely from those woods, I don't know that they'll be able to push forward onto Hill 400. So, as we're seeing another attempt here from Arc and 126, the French team, gonna try to take Kirchweig. They are almost halfway this time, and we're not seeing Hill 400 start flashing as well. So this is one of the first times this match that we're seeing just one team start to make a push without any response from the other team. So Panther's going to push up as well. We're over the halfway point. Let's get down and follow this infantry as Mr. Turk does go down. Who's afraid? Gonna be prone here, AT player. TNG gonna get saved, or gonna go down from artillery as well. Here's an OP spawn with some backup. That Panther is going to be marked as well. First rocket doesn't quite hit. That's a miss from source code. It's going to be Broman who actually went down as well. Already going to get the kill here. Reese is going to spawn as well. Going to immediately get blown up by artillery. And let's pull out for that bird's eye view because Arc and 126 looking very strong to get this capture. And looks like this may be a 4-1, but no, here's one more push. Oh, but the artillery going down as well. And the tanks coming in. Let's get down here, try to catch some infantry. Source code gonna throw out some nades. That Panther needs to be stopped. The Circle looks like they are defending once again. Reese, oh, getting decimated by that tank. Source Code's still alive. Source Code no longer alive. Tank still being kind of an anchor for this infantry, and look at this. Once again, pushing out from this forest. Basically just one garrison spawn for this team. In fact, not even a garrison spawn. These are just OPs that we're seeing as that garrison is completely gone. And with that garrison gone, it looks like that is going to be a cap. With 22 minutes left in the match, we are now at a 4-1 lead for Arkan 126th. After so many attempts, they finally managed to succeed here on Kirchweg. And now they're pushed back to the farm, or the Circle are pushed back to the farm. Here come the spawns. But Ark and 126 are ready for it. And this is not looking good. One garrison, one OP here on the front line. Not looking too good for the Circle at the moment. Still time to come back, though. Still time to come back, but I think it's going to take a really coordinated push here. But this armor's ready to go. Absolutely ready to go. The Circle still on the offense. Going to try to get this cap back quickly on Kirchweg. But with the tank still on the hard cap, that's going to be kind of tough. But that's a lot of cap weight here that we're seeing from the Panther. More spawns now that we're seeing. Is that a garrison? Yeah, that is a garrison on the hard cap for Arkan 126. That's going to be a great point for them to spread out and defend and set up OPs from. But they're not giving up just yet. The Circle are not giving up just yet. Altereg, hold up in the second floor of this building here. Should find QQ here as he bandages. Not going to let him get that finish. He's going to get traded by TNG, though. Bronico's going to hear that and see his teammate go down. As is... Oh, and it looks like they're going to get plenty of support from an OP spawn. TNG does get taken out as well. Oh, with 20 minutes left, I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, there's definitely an opportunity to take back Kirchweg, but I don't know that the Circle will be able to make it back up the hill over to Hill 400. We just don't know yet. So I'd say right now it's looking like it may be going in favor of Arkan 126. But you don't want to count out the Circle just yet. Looks like back on the farm, seeing a lot of big spawns coming in. Is that perhaps a recon playing that we're seeing? Looks like it may be. Let's look over to the north. And looks like this push from the Circle may be coming from this northwest side. Let's follow Hans. He's going to find TNG and Zarkin. Zarkin gets taken out by his teammate. That's Altereg with the kill. Hans going to look for TNG here. He's going to get taken out by Prade, though. Angel's going to try to lay down some fire in return. Angel's going to lose his life, though. That's TNG with the kill. Seeing a truck. That's going to be Siege in a truck as well. Perhaps trying to get back and get an OP going. Seeing Soldat as well. Driving a truck deep into the red zone. Supply truck from Siege going into the red zone as well. Let's see what actually just blew up over here in the hard cap, or just outside the hard cap. Oh, that actually was a tank. That was a 76 going down. And oh no, it looks like that last point is starting to flash now. That's the farm. Circle gonna have to push all the way back from their spawn. And look how many players are in the hard cap. There are no players from the Circle in the Circle. And with 18 minutes left, it looks like Arkan 126 are going to go all in on this 5-0. And that would be their second 5-0 this seasonal as well. Keep in mind, both of these teams did get a 5-0 win during the first stage. That was the Circle going 5-0 against Colton PZL. Arkin 126 getting a 5-0 win against Ballistics. And then both teams in the second week of the first stage going 3-2. So it looks like the French team could be looking for their second 5-0 win of the tournament. Let's back out and get a bird's eye view of Kirchweg and the farm. Looks like that push is going to have to come from the north for the Circle. I think we're going to see a pretty big firefight here, as this Panther is going to push this infantry here. Is that a second piece of armor we're seeing? It is. So 2 pieces of armor. Gonna try to make their way over to the farm. Here comes a rocket. That second one does connect. As we look for armor for the Circle, actually not seeing any armor at the moment. In fact, no armor whatsoever. Looks like they do have the fuel for it with 360. Let's get down and dirty with some of the infantry here. Fellow Odobinus and Mr. Kuchos. As Matej is going to go down, but both Circle players are going to go down as well. Aydari, squad leader, going to look for infantry. He goes down as well. Dingus Khan. Will he be able to stay alive? Looks like he's just going to wait for infantry to move. I don't know that Daitso is going to move from that building. Looks like Bronico going to try to get a satchel down on this Panther. And that does go down. Looks like Spike is going to see it right away. And he's going to be able to defuse that. So many satchel attempts in today's match. Not too many successful ones. Just a couple that we've seen that were successful. But that's not going to stop them from trying again, as Bronico is going to come back along with his squad mates. Flex, though, is going to be good for a couple of kills off that OP. Not sure if they're going to go for it at the moment. It may just be trying to farm it as Mr. Sane does spawn, and he's going to go down as well. And oh no, I think we're going to see some farming. Sopranos. Oh, going to get a kill. And that OP looks like it is down, actually. So under 15 minutes now left in the match. We're seeing the Panther coming in from the east. Looking for armor. Is that a 70? Is that a 75 that we're seeing? No, that's a Greyhound. Looks like the only piece of armor that we're seeing for these teams. We have a Greyhound and perhaps one more tank now. Has just spawned in. Is it going to be a 76? No, it's a 75 that's coming in now. With 460 fuel. I gotta wonder why we're bringing out the 75. It could be just for navigating the terrain. But in any case, it looks like Arkin 126 gonna start capturing the 5th and final point. Not without some resistance, as it is contested for a moment, and we are going to see shells from the 75. Now it's time to see the Panther versus the 75 and see who comes out on top there. Panther crew is going to immediately turn around. And as far as the infantry, obviously we're not going to see anyone crossing this open field, but there's only so many ways you can get to this hard cap. Having to go through this tree line, and then down south. We're coming from this tree line, and then moving up north. So let's follow the squad. This is going to be Harry Balls. He's going to go down. But Estek, Who's Afraid, and Sasky going to be alive still. Sasky goes down. Estek going to try to lay down some suppressing fire with the machine gun. And Panther is going to be moving. They're going to take a shell as well. Panther gonna make it tough for this infantry to get across this field. And look at the amount of players swarming in now from Ark and 126th. Everyone is on the farm at the moment. And it's going to be a brutal gunfight here to finish off this match, if this is truly the end. That northern push has been almost completely shut down. So the only hope for the Circle is to try to get in from the south. Rockets coming in now as well. Actually, that's an AT gun. That's Panda on the AT gun. Already gonna decimate the infantry here off this OP. The French almost at the halfway point now. Still 4-1. Mr. Turk, last one standing on this OP. He's gonna get some spawns in from Dylan and Sasky, though. Not sure if the artillery is gonna put an end to it. It is! Dylan manages to go through. We're more than halfway through for this capture. Dylan's gonna be suppressed here by CD Wags. Looks like he's actually gonna get hit as well. Here comes a bombing run, though. That's gonna be a circle bombing run, and look at the amount of infantry here. That's gonna be huge! Only one squad managing to stay alive inside the building. It's not gonna be enough, though. As the hard cap still in control by Ark and 126. Look at the OP spawns now. Gonna see a couple of trades going down. Gonna end up in favor of Ark and 126. Rockets coming down. Strafing run getting called in now as well. And it looks like, unfortunately for the Circle, Ark and 126 just overpowering them on their 5th and final point. That's gonna be a 5-0 victory. Absolutely insane match here from both of these teams. So let's take a quick look at the the combat scores. Top squad for the winning team, Ark and 126, with 2,200 combat score. That's going to be Prade, Easy Peasy, Delru, Zarkin, and TNG. We saw Delru with a couple of good satchels there. As far as the Circle, it's going to be Siege, Broman, and Arnie the Beast. That's going to be the tank crew there with top combat score. And we'll take a look here in a moment at the at their actual score there. Didn't quite catch that at the end there. But absolutely thrilling, exciting match today. Both of these teams went 2-0 in first stage. Only one team can win the first week, and it did go in favor of Ark and 126. That was 1,600 combat score, by the way, for the top squad for the Circle. So definitely a fun match today. So as of right now, if we look at our scoreboard here, in order to make it to the main stage, you need to go 1-0. You need to go 2-0 or 2-1 in order to advance to the main stage. Excuse me. So, with this win, that's going to put Ark and 126 at 1-0. It's going to put the Circle at 0-1. So, they're not counted out just yet. It just means they're going to have to win 2 more games in a row if they want to make it to main stage. Ark and 126 just need 1 more win in order to advance. So, it should be a pretty exciting match here. I'm quite excited for it. Next week for both of these teams. But that is going to do it for us today. So I want to very quickly thank everybody for being here today. I appreciate you hanging around as we watch this absolutely monster game here. Both teams put forward a great effort to try to recapture their points. And looks like today Ark and 126 came out on top. So thank you again, everybody, for being here. My name is Anthony. You can call me Nitro if you so choose. Please stick around. We're going to rate somebody right now at the end of the stream, and we'll find out who that is. But have a great weekend. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week for week 2 of Stage 2. Have a great week, and bye.